Welcome back everyone to episode 10, where something a little different happened today. I ended up making a little bit of a mistake, and this episode is kind of all over the place. But if you stick with me, you'll see that we actually make a lot of progress in the end. So first, we'll start by building the keep, and as well as working on the castle, we're going to be making an iron farm today. In last episode, we got this ultimate armor and built this field behind us, but off camera, I also got the ultimate tools. We got the Sniposaurus, Slashosaurus, Minosaurus, Silkosaurus, and Choposaurus. And I did get these names from a stream I did about a week ago, so credit to everyone who was in the stream commenting these awesome names. So as we head to the castle to work on the keep and the back walls, I'd just like to say a quick little thank you for all the support I've gotten recently. It really means a lot. And if you're new to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe, as it helps me out a lot. And if you like this video, make sure to leave a like. Anyways, what I'm thinking we should start with first is getting these walls built the rest of the way up around the edges here and starting to build the general shape of this keep so I can really give you a better in-depth look of what I want to build. So with some stone bricks in our inventory, let's get started. Alright, so we got the basic shape down for these walls and the castle keep here. So just added the back wall. I'm going to add a tower there. Not like, I don't have any specifics done. It's all open for change. But this is a huge area to work with, and I'm so excited for this. We'll get into the more interior stuff later on, but I did clear out this area, as you saw. We just flattened it, and we'll just have a ton of space to work with. Yeah, we're gonna have so many different rooms. Did y'all see that goat up there? That was that was kind of funny. Anyways, yeah, we'll get into that later. My man is going crazy up there. Anyways, we'll get into it later. But I wanted to show y'all what I kind of have in mind for the structure of this place. So we're actually gonna hop into MS Paint, and we can figure out what this place is going to look like. Okay, so we're in MS Paint here, and you can see that this is our building right here from a bird's eye view. But what I want to do is kind of build like a tiered structure to this castle. So we're actually going to have like a sort of deck out here. So I'll just fill this in with a little bit of brown. So yeah, there'll be a little walkway, maybe a little garden right here. And it's just a nice peaceful area. Then we're going to have a second structure that kind of protrudes from the top of this. So we'll make that here. So we got this large box here, and then I'm probably going to top it off with like a triangular roof. And so we'll just connect those right there. And so it looks something like this. Is a very bad drawing, by the way. I'm not that great at drawing, but you got to get the idea. We're going to have this nice triangular roof with a kind of protruding box there. And then on the sides here, we're going to build up some towers as well. So we'll just bring these up and then top it off with like a nice triangular roof design. And then we'll also have a similar thing on this side. And I'm also going to try and keep the towers at different heights, so it gives it a little bit more character. And then we'll probably have maybe like a skinnier one in the back that's like taller than the rest, just to give it a little more character and a little more like differentiation, because I don't want this to seem like a perfectly square castle. That's not what I'm going for. And so kind of like I said, this would be like a garden down here. Maybe we can add some trees. So we'll just kind of dot in some trees right here. Give it a little bit of life and character. And then we'll probably also have some like extra builds down here, maybe like a little shack or something connecting to this tower. Just simple little buildings, and then something right here, and maybe a protrusion back behind this tree. Just some extra stuff to make this not look so square and so like boring. And then we'll probably also add maybe like a large glass stained window right here with a bunch of different colors. So can visualize that like this. And then obviously we'll have a door right here that kind of leads out onto this balcony, and we can overlook our area with a nice viewing platform right here. As if we were the king, we're going to give a speech and we can look down on the city down here and everyone can see us and they can hear us. So that's my plan for the castle. Hopefully y'all can kind of visualize with me. I didn't know how I would do this without like this drawing, but my drawing's not very good. So hopefully you guys can get the idea I'm going for, but you'll see it once I start building it. All right, so the first thing we're going to be building here is the walkway that we want to go around the edge of our main taller building. So I'll probably just start at this level, and obviously we'll have to work our way up as the terrain gets higher and higher and higher. But we'll keep it around this level, and then yeah, we'll continue from there. Man, as I continue to place more and more blocks, I'm starting to realize how much bigger of a build this is than I anticipated, and I'm kind of scared, but I'm also really excited to see how it'll turn out, as this could be a pretty cool project if we do it right. And so far, I'm really loving how it's turning out. So yeah, I think this is going to be really awesome. It's just going to take me a really long time to build this whole area up. All right, so going forward from here, I feel like we have a pretty good walkway. It's definitely up to change, like this can definitely be changed. But I'm just getting basic shapes down right now, as I think that'll help me out in seeing what I want to do, because we have the drawing, but actually seeing it in game will probably help me out the most. So I think this walkway is pretty good as it is now. And what we're going to end up doing next is actually building that main structure I was talking about. So I'm just going to take some stone bricks and I'm going to make sure that we have a center here. So if I want to do that stained glass window like I was talking about, that it lines up perfectly with the center of our entrance. Okay, for right now, I'm just going to make this a box that goes all the way to that back wall, and we can fiddle around with the shape in a little bit if we don't like it. Okay, so I think this is actually a pretty good shape. I know it's just a rectangle, but I think it lines up nicely. But because this walkway is pretty far from the main structure in here, I'm actually going to make just kind of like a little jut out from here to spice things up. So we'll just bring it out maybe here, and we can add just an extra little piece to the building. That way it's not so flat and square and boxy. Just giving it that extra bit of shape will definitely help it out looking more natural, more, organic rather than just like a flat box. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and start to bring up these walls and see what this thing starts to look like. Okay, and actually for this back section of the wall, I'm thinking we kind of make a little bit of a diagonal section, as it's going to be a little square, and I just want that little bit of diagonal. We could probably go like this. There we go. That way we just get a little bit different of a shape back here, and I might do something similar at the front. I'm not sure about what I want to do up there quite yet. But that little diagonal, I think, will help this back area look a tiny bit nicer. Okay, and we have a lot more stuff going on here now. I kind of feel like I overdid myself, and I'm not too sure how I like it as of right now. Part of that is because it's just all stone bricks, and I don't know how I feel about it. But I think I like the shape. I think I like it. I'm thinking about getting one more tower, like right here. But I ran out of stone bricks, and I've already had multiple trips to the mines. And, I thought we could take this time to do a little quick break and check in on the progress we got going here. But I'm pretty happy with this. And I think once we start to get those details in, texturing, other stuff, I think this place will really start to come to life. I'm also not sure about the scale. I feel like it's really large, but I mean, that's kind of the whole point of a castle, is you want it to stand out and kind of overshadow everything else. So I do really like this side profile. I just think the one thing it's missing is an extra tower right around there. It's not going to be super tall. I don't want it to like overshadow the rest of the towers we got going on. But I kind of wanted to make it look like this main section right here, the triangular roof and the square building, was built first, and then they decided, oh shoot, let's build some towers on top of it. So that's kind of what I'm going for, but I've never built a castle and I really don't know what I want from it. So this is a learning experience and it's always open for changes. But since I've done quite a bit of building, I actually wanted to take a little bit of a break. So just up the hill over here, I've started digging out an area for where we're going to build an iron farm. Now this will just be the front of another little quarry / mine shaft. But if we come down here, you'll see that I have this massive area dug out. And yeah, I think this will be the perfect spot for the iron farm, as I don't really want to have to build a huge building to cover it up. And if we just kind of, leave it in the back of the hill here, it'll continue to work while we're in this area, but we won't have to look at an industrial machine in the middle of our town. All right, so the iron farm is complete now. So if we just drop down here, we can take a look at it. Now this is where all our iron pops up. So we got a decent amount. I haven't really run it that much. And you'll see that the iron golem falls down there, gets killed, and then we'll see in the chest here in a moment that a little bit of iron should pop through. Let's see. Do we see anything? And there we have it, 46 iron. Now, if we come up here, we can see how this iron farm actually works. So let's just grab some blocks and we'll come up here. So we got our villagers up there, pretty standard. Got our zombie in there. And then we'll see in a moment here that an iron golem should spawn somewhere around here. They'll end up catching this water and they'll be pulled down into the pit. And it goes down like 30 or so blocks, so it makes the farm a little more efficient. But this is a design by Raiseworks, so I'll leave a link in the description to the video I watched on how to make this. And it's very simple. The hardest part for me was to get that zombie in there. It's just, I had to go through like 5 or 6 different zombies. It was kind of insane. But yeah, we'll just close this hole back up and we can head out of here. So now what we're going to do is make this iron farm look a little more pretty. I mean, I don't really need it to look that good, but I feel like it needs to have a little something, especially at the top here where it's just a massive hole. Like down there, I don't need it to look super great, but up here we can see our base and this is a pretty visible spot. So I'm thinking we do kind of something similar to that design by our nether portal. And we'll just make this like another mine, another quarry, nothing too crazy. But yeah, I think that's what I want to do for this area. Just like a little mine. And to actually get down to the farm, we'll use a water elevator. That way it's super quick and easy. Now onto the castle. I think for this episode, I'm actually gonna stop building on the castle because I do like how it looks, but something just seems off to me. Like, I'm not sure if it's too large, if the shapes aren't right. I just don't know what it is, but something is off about it to me. And I don't want to continue forward and put all this extra effort in if I don't feel 100% about it. So we're probably going to take a little bit of a break from the castle because I want to make sure I get it right and I do it right the first time so I don't have to demolish anything. And I'll probably work on it in a creative world and just tinker around with it so I feel like 100% confident going into it, because that was just kind of like a mock-up I had in my head and I'm really not sure if I want to continue forward with that. I like it, but But anyways, let's get started on making this iron farm look nice. All right, so I gathered some materials and we're going to go ahead and get started on this. So I'm thinking we have the entrance 5 wide like we already have here. So we'll just break these blocks here and we'll bring this up, say, let's do 4. Let's do 4 blocks for now. Because I want this to kind of stand out a little bit. It's kind of, it's in a visible spot, but it's a little tucked away. So I think if we went something small like that, it would like really get tucked away. So having it a little bit larger will just kind of pop just a tad bit from the surrounding area. All right, so we got both pillars up and I need to craft some spruce stairs. And actually, let's do this right before we do that. We'll place some barrels in here just as like a little more, oh, whoops. Just to give the pillar a little more structural feeling. And we also need to kind of tie this in better. There we go. All right, now what we're gonna do is use spruce for the roof. All right, so we're gonna take our slabs here and we're actually gonna remove this block. We'll place a slab at the bottom here. And then we're also gonna bring this out one block and we'll place a slab there. And then we're just gonna go up one slab at a time from here till we get to the center, which is right here. And then we're gonna copy that on this side. So same thing. All right, so from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take these slabs and start to fill it in to the back of the hill here. But we'll probably have to do some terraforming as it doesn't always look great when you just fill into the back. So break that block. And we can just bring these blocks across. We'll do the same thing right here. And we just want to make sure it looks natural into the landscape. So I'll probably put like a grass block there. Maybe bring this one down a block like so. And just really make it look a little more natural. And I'll actually remove that block and go like that. There we go. That doesn't look too bad. So we'll take these blocks now and we're going to fix the front entrance as it kind of slopes up pretty quickly. And I want to make that a little more gradual. So just kind of do something like this. And oh, I ran out of grass, but that's okay. We can do that in a little bit. The next thing we want to work on is the roof right here. So we want to make it look pretty good so we can destroy some of these blocks. What I want to do is I want to make this kind of like a cross design in the ceiling, if that makes sense. So this is going to come across this way. And then in the center of the room, so like in the middle of this 5x5, it's going to go like that. The triangle will go out that way, another triangle going that way, and another triangle going that way. If that makes sense, we'll do it here in a second. But we got to clean up this front area first. All right, so I got this entrance cleaned up here. We got some spruce trap doors aligning this little entrance area. And now we can start to work on this main area back here. So like I said in the roof, we're going to carve out this pattern going straight that way. And then it'll be kind of running perpendicular that way. And you'll see in a moment here. But yeah, we're going to line the walls with this pillar design. And we'll probably use a different material, probably oak for the walls. I want to do something a little different for the entrance. And I want something to kind of stand out as this is all a very similar shade of brown right now. So we'll just mark out the area here quickly with our pillars. So, okay, so I got the pillars marked out, but I just figured out that I'm actually going to extend this pillar one block forward so we can have this like a nice square shape. So we'll just bring this pillar out here and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so I got the design out for the pillars and I actually am going to move this bubble vader to over here because if you can see, that's actually the iron farm right there. We'll just drop down. I kind of made it in a way that is like right above where I wanted the elevator to be. So I'm going to move it to that side. So we'll just fall down here and then we can kind of come into a room about here or so and we can collect all the iron. And wow, we already got like another stack of iron. So that's fantastic. Just from building this small little room. So yeah, this thing is going to be pumping out iron for us very quickly. All right, and I had second thoughts about putting oak on the walls here. It's going to be actually indented like this. So I'm going to start using some cobblestone and a little bit of mix of mossy cobblestone and maybe a little bit of moss too, which I think will look really nice. So we can start doing that by taking this cobblestone and we'll just place a layer of cobblestone first, and then we can texture it with our moss and mossy cobblestone. All right, now from here, we'll take our mossy cobblestone and we will start to build it in to our regular cobblestone. And there we go. I think the walls look really nice here. Might need to get a little extra moss in here, but honestly, I think it works out for now. And next, we'll get started on the roof here. All right, so I got the roof in place and I decided to go with a different design, just a little A-frame we got going on in here. And then I also expanded this up here, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I did make it one block taller. So let's take a look at it down from the barn. So I am actually not liking how that's looking. So let's change it up a little bit. So I think my original idea to make it 5 blocks wide was actually the wrong idea. I wanted it to stand out, but I think if we add other details to the area, it'll stand out just as well. Because if you could kind of see from down there, it really didn't stand out at all. The brown really just blends in with the wall of dirt behind it, and I just don't think it looks very good. So we're actually going to make it 3 blocks wide. And we'll just add kind of like a surrounding area. We already have a decently flat area right here. So we're going to take some coarse dirt that I brought up, and we'll flatten this area out with coarse dirt, add some extra iron elements, and give it a little more detail that'll hopefully let it pop out a little bit more than it already is. Okay, so I switched the entrance to a 3 wide design, and I think this looks a lot better. It kind of looks a little odd up there. I have to expose some of the spruce there, but honestly, it's going to blend in and you're really not going to be able to tell, as you're not really going to see it ever. So I think it looks fine from here. If I want to, I might change the design later. That would just kind of involve me working on the inside here a little differently. But other than that, I think it works nicely. Now to get started on the inside. So we got this nice entrance here. We got the A-frame going on here. And then if we come over here, this is where our bubble vader will be. So if we just break out this, we might as well get started on doing that. Okay, so I got our water elevator set up here. All we got to do now is remove this water elevator and place it over here so we have a nice easy access to the iron farm. So I detailed the water elevator and we got it all functional and closed up the old one over there. And I'll just show you how it works. You just drop down into this little pool of water, hop out, and then you can go straight back up in the water elevator. Now it's time to detail this area up here, as it's looking pretty empty. So first we're going to start off with some shelves over here just by placing some spruce slabs. I'll include a crafting table on each side, and then we'll have some other shelves up here. We'll place some chests along here with some barrels, and we can place a lantern up here for some additional lights, and we'll probably get like some flower pots and some other greenery that we can move on to later. Now, to showcase that this is an iron mine, I say we add a little bit of iron over here for some storage, just like that. And then we can also go grab some of the raw iron I have and place some raw iron in some areas down here. Okay, so I actually don't like all this iron in its block form kind of sitting here. I think what we maybe do is do that with the raw iron. Whoops. Just kind of have like a nice, decently sized pile. There we go. And then what we'll also do is we'll take some spruce trapdoors out from here, and we'll just kind of make a little crate per se that will house our iron blocks. So let's do this. We can go like that. There we go. Let's just keep it 1 wide. And this might be better suited if we use oak trapdoors. Much better. All right, now what I also want to do is I'll take 2 of these and we'll just place them on the ground like that. So it kind of looks like it's in the ground on the floor. And from there, we'll take some spruce stairs and we can make ourselves a little table right here. And then there we go. Got ourselves a nice little table. And I also got some bricks that we can turn into some flower pots, which we'll place one there, place one up here, and let's see. We can also place one there. Let's take this birch sapling and place it there. Let's also take one of our lanterns and just place it on the table there with it. We can take this blue flower, place it up there, and I'm actually going to remove this flower pot. Another thing we can do is take some grass and just place it along the edges here, as if this place is a little overgrown, and I think this will just add a little more detail that looks pretty nice. Yeah, I like that. And with some item frames, we can also place some iron like this on all of our piles, and it'll just make it seem like there's some iron on the ground. And I have a custom data pack installed, which allows me to make these item frames disappear. So I'm going to get the little code for that. And hopefully we can make these iron pieces look like they're actually on the ground, which would be really cool. As well, I'm going to have a little section of cauldrons since this is an iron place and cauldrons are made out of iron. So I feel like it makes sense. We'll fill this one up with water. And let's see if we can get some more water from down here. And there we go. Looks pretty sweet back there. Now, the last thing we gotta do is try and get these item frames to become invisible. All right, so I got the book, and all I should need to do is click on item frames and invisible item frame. There we go. So it looks super sweet now. You can't even see the item frame. And I'm gonna do that for all the little details we got around here. And there we go. I think we got this room complete. We got plenty of cool details, bunch of iron storage. We got extra storage up here. And I think this looks really nice. Now, I am not going to be designing this area today down here, as I want to save that for a live stream, as I think that'll be fun to hang out with y'all building up this cool area down here. But what we're going to do next is connect the pathway from here all the way down to our current mine over here. So we'll add a little bit of coarse dirt, some stairs and stuff like that, and it'll lead all the way up to here. So I think the best way we do that is with a time lapse. Alright, so I completed the pathway up to the mine, and I seem to have gotten a little carried away as I did quite a bit of building. Now, if we come up here, this is our first change. We got a little bit of a retaining wall here, and then you can see we got a very large stone retaining wall here, which I think breaks up this hill. And I just really like how this looks from up close, and even far away, it looks really nice. But it just leads us all the way up to the iron mine. And you'll also see that we got another custom tree. Can't forget about that. We got to have one in every single episode. And then coming up here, I brought some of that mining element to the outside where we got a bunch of raw iron, a little bit of a workstation, iron on the ground. I even got this little mine cart with a chest in it. I think it looks pretty sweet, and just same as we got in here before. But now that we've seen it up close, let's take a look at it from a different view. So from way back here, we can see the retaining walls that lead all the way up, and I actually like that it kind of hides the mine. It's a little hidden. It's not meant to be. I wanted it to be like protruding and be very like visible at first, but I kind of like it being tucked away in the corner there. And it just blends into the landscape so nicely. And I'm really enjoying how it's transformed this mountain section right here. It just looks really nice. And I can't wait to have other buildings or other little mine shafts and stuff just poking out from the mountain here. And I'm super happy with what we accomplished. But there's one last thing I want to do in today's episode. And you can probably tell from my inventory, but we're going to create some Eyes of Ender. Oh, I thought I had more blaze powder. Let's go grab some. All right, there we go. We can craft up some more Eye of Enders. What we're going to do with these is we're going to go find the end portal. Now, we're not going to be defeating the Ender Dragon in today's episode, but we are going to be finding the end portal and having a nice little adventure. So let's head out to this open part of the field and see where this Eye of Ender leads us. All right, where are we going? We're going that way. So let's, oh, dang. All right. Well, that's not fun. Let's take our buddy LeBron James, or sorry, Lebron Norbel. That's our horse's name, not LeBron James. Lebron Norbel. Let's get through here, and let's go find this end portal. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Shoot. Where's our horse? LeBron! 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 LeBron, stop! LeBron, stop freezing! No, 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 no! Oh my God. What have we done? What have we done? On this very sad day, we lost one of our best friends. Lebron Norbel was a nice horse. We shall bury him and his items. We shall bury his saddle, his leather, and his lead. Poor LeBron. If everyone would take this moment to write a nice comment about LeBron, I'd very much appreciate it. Today we've lost a good horse. Well, that's a very sad way to start this journey. That actually like genuinely hurts my soul. I was hoping to make it through with him. But yeah, if we get some nice supportive comments of LeBron. I know he hasn't been in many episodes, didn't see much screen time, but he was a great horse, and he won't be forgotten. His grave stands on that lone mountain. There's like a million powdered snow. All that like extra bright white snow is all powdered snow. It was a death trap. All right, well, let's see where this Eye of Ender leads us. Still going this way? Yep. I guess this Ender Dragon fight will kind of have to be me avenging LeBron's death, as we were in pursuit of the Ender Dragon. So when we fight the dragon, just know it's in LeBron's honor. Oh, there we go. All right, and we started off at the very start. I don't have any torches, so let's do this. And we'll just pop that in my offhand so it's a little brighter and we can actually see stuff. Nice. Oh, okay. So I just broke this stone brick. So I think this is the way we definitely got to go. Okay. Nice. I was about to be like, do I need to find another one? Break that. Break that. Oh, and there we are. Get rid of that. Okay. Well, this is the room I was looking for. And I guess we'll just fill all these in but one. We're not going to go to the end today, so we can save that for another time. But dang, okay, we found it. Now that's all the time I have for today's episode. I know it's been a little bit longer than usual since I've posted. Unfortunately, just schoolwork and finals have gotten the better of me, and it's taken a little while to get this up. But once summer hits, I'll be ready to make a ton of videos for y'all to enjoy. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and if you don't want to miss any more content, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace!